Palm City, and so we are here to discuss some of the pasture maintenance that may need to take place, or talk about some good things that are happening here too. So this is a pasture for miniature horses, as you can see behind me, and horses have a bad habit of returning to short grass in a pasture and basically decimating that grass patch and not eating the rest of the pasture. But once they've decimated that, then they will move on, and they are really hard on pastures. They like to eat grass, they pull it out of the soil, and so that can be really hard on pastures. And so what we've advised here today is maybe to incorporate some pasture rotational grazing, where you have your animals in the pasture for maybe like 7 to 10 days, and then move them on to a different pasture and let this pasture rest. And so what that does is that lets the roots of the plant kind of regain some of their strength and try to pull up some of that nutrients and give the tops something to grow on. So that's the suggestion we've done here today. We always advise to do a soil sample so that your plants are growing in the best possible environment. And so by doing a soil sample, that will help you look at what needs to be adjusted in your soil. Maybe you need to add some lime and amend everything, or just add some nutrients, or maybe you don't need to do anything. And so that's always a starting point that we suggest. Pasture, and so we thought we'd talk about some weed competition. So as grasses get grazed, then they have to take the time to re-energize and regrow, and during that time weeds can kind of get the upper hand on the pasture, and so then they can start growing faster and overshadow the plants, and so then the plants really can't compete for sunlight. And so we talked about mowing the pasture so that the weeds stay low to the ground, and also they never get to generate a seed head if you mow them on a regular basis. And so that's a management tactic you can do. And so some pastures eventually do need reseeding because they have lost that competitive edge over those weeds. And so we would recommend pasture renovation, and it's where you would start over and reseed everything. Or if you do a vegetative grass, you would use that as your seed bed. So those are some of the things that we talk about when we talk about pasture maintenance.
I think he's looking for you.